y que ni Daniela Patín. ¡Upa! Dicen que las mujeres son como el celular y hay que ponerle tarjeta.
Welcome to our trip to Ciudad Bolivar. One Saturday afternoon we took the Transmilenio and then the Transmilenio Alimentador, and this is coming into the suburb of El Paraíso, and we're going to be going up to Flor, which is on the top of this mountaintop here. Since we were here about 2 years ago, the government has started to do a number of improvements around the place, like this park. And also over the last couple of years, this whole entire hillside of houses have appeared, and before this hillside was just a bare hillside. So all of these people have shifted into this area over the last couple of years. Now we are going to see Gladys's house, visiting. This is the old road that used to go up onto Bellaflor, and it was very steep. They have now made another road on the other side of the hill, which is now paved. This is the street, if you can call it the street, where Gladys lives. And this is Gladys's house and Gladys's mother, who's just getting the key. Inside, as you can see, the house is still in a state of construction, and this is the dirt floor and the new construction that has been done on top of the retention wall that had been done. But the children and Gladys are still sleeping in the other side, and this is their kitchen, before they shift into the other side. This is her, what you would call, patio, and this is where the last part of the retention wall was. This is her laundry and bathroom area, and back to the kitchen. This is Gladys's bedroom, and back down through the corridor to the front. Gladys is doing quite a reasonable job of the construction. It's just taking a lot of struggle and time to do so. In the end, she'll have a very good house. You can see the retention wall that was done, and so now it's a lot more solid, and eventually once she gets things done, I think she'll have quite a good solid house, but she's just having difficulty doing the construction with the situation she has. This is looking at the rest of her neighbours and looking down towards the bottom, and over here is the roof that needs replacing. On the far corner you can see some new roofing, but even that drips because the people who put it on put the nails in the wrong place, and now it drips. This is a house, the second house that we helped to build in Bellaflor. They have since put a second coat of plaster on and put windows in after the style that I showed them how to do. We hadn't been there for a couple of years, so it was really good to catch up on them and see the improvements and the good things that are happening in that area with this family. This is the grandson who was only just born the last time we were there. We were able to bring them a Christmas tree that we were given the week before, and we were able to give it to them, and it turns out she had been praying for one, so it was really good for her to get that. Upstairs they've done more improvements as well. And while we were up that end of the suburb, we went visiting other people. At the same time, there was a health brigade being run by YWAM and some of the local churches, which was good to see. This large building is a high school that has been put in by the government, and it will be able to have 3,500 students. It's really good to see that the government is starting to take an interest in areas like this, because before that there was no schools in this whole area. It shows physical results of a lot of prayer and a lot of spiritual input into the area. This is the first little house that we built for a family of 8 who had absolutely nothing and were being thrown out on the street. So we quickly put this house up, and there has not been much improvement, except the health authorities are trying a composting toilet experiment with them to see if they can improve the sanitation of such areas that have no sanitation. We need to put another coat of plaster on this little house. All around the rest of the barrio, the government is putting in parks and all sorts of things, which is a good improvement for the whole area. This little house in front here is the ministry house that we were working with. But the rest of the barrio is more or less the same, even though the government is taking a bit better interest, which is a good thing to see.